3 million mobile tokens in about 3 months? That's not too bad. What's going on, everybody? It's Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and yes, over the past 3 months, I've earned close to 3 million mobile tokens. It's kind of mind-blowing, and we're not even out of the Genesis period yet. So in this video, what we're going to talk about is a breakdown of my earnings, roughly how much that equates to in US dollars at the moment. We're going to talk about my thoughts on Helium, where it's at, where it's going, the good, the bad, the ugly, as we always do. We're also going to be talking about a new platform that's coming out from Helium Deploy called Moken. Now, I'm also really excited to announce that this video is sponsored by Demo. Some of you already know about them, but I know a lot of you don't. We're going to talk about that closer to the middle of the video. So make sure you stick around for that because it's a doozy. And of course, if you want to get your very own Helium 5G hotspot and radio, there will be a link down in the description for Helium Deploy. You can get 1 cell, 2 cell, or 3 cell bundles. If you use my link in the description, you'll get free shipping as well. And with all that out of the way, let's get to the content. So we have been mining the mobile token for a little over 3 months, and that's including the time it took to install the unit and wait for the radios to get registered. Now, keep in mind, I have almost 3 million in my wallet, but roughly 2.5 million of those came from my single radio deployment at my home. Of course, like we talked about, the estimates for what the mobile token will be after the Genesis period is $0.002 to $0.004 per mobile token. Now, of course, like we always talk about, that is just an estimate. Really, the market is going to determine that. So we don't know exactly what mobile token is going to be worth, but we have seen Helium token. We saw where it started. We saw its all-time high when crypto was in a huge bull market. And we saw it drop almost all the way back down most recently. But we won't really know what the mobile token is worth until we're out of the Genesis period and we start seeing it trade. Now, as of right now, there's only one platform that I know of that it's listed on, and that is hotbit.io. Now, this is not a platform that I use, and so just be careful if you are using it. It's not a platform I recommend. I rarely trust these exchanges, and so just keep that in mind. Once we're out of the Genesis period, we'll start to see mobile token on more trustworthy exchanges. I'm guessing KuCoin, Crypto.com, Coinbase, etc., things like that. Now, at the time being, though, the mobile token is listed for $0.000355 per token, which is, you know, roughly a tenth of what the predictions are. And so I don't know if this is actually accurate, but I'm basing my actual, what I consider my earnings as of right now on that number, not the predictions. In the past 3 months alone, I've earned roughly $1,065, which is pretty cool. And of course, we talk about it all the time, how I've learned my lesson. I sold 5,000 Helium tokens when they were less than $1, and I got to see that price go all the way up over $50. And so I still kick myself about that to this day. Fortunately, I did use that capital for another investment that performed extremely well. So, I mean, I'm very fortunate in that regard, but it was very eye-opening for me. And so I talk about this with Helium tokens, with mobile tokens, with Honey tokens from HiveMapper, the same thing with Demo or any other cryptocurrency that I'm mining. I'm going to want to hold on to those until it's a number that I'm like really certain I've made a good return on my investment. Now, of course, the Genesis period is coming to an end. Once that happens, you won't be guaranteed the roughly 25,000 mobile tokens daily per radio. It'll be based on proof of coverage, it'll be based on data and the actual use of your contribution to the network. As we know, these networks are proof of physical work, so you're not just earning free money, you have to actually contribute in some way in order to earn the tokens. The big question is, why is the 5G network not growing as fast as the LoRaWAN network grew back in 2020? Well, there's a lot of reasons why that's happening, and there's actually one reason. But before we do that, let's get to today's sponsor, Demo. Now, like I already said, this video is sponsored by Demo, which stands for Digital Infrastructure for Moving Objects. Now, Demo is building the first of its kind user-owned vehicle platform, and it's one of the leading projects in a new category of crypto that's called Proof of Physical Work. Similar projects that you may have been familiar with are Helium or Hivemapper that also fall into that category. Now, of course, Demo just launched on their mainnet, and so I'm super excited that I'm finally getting to partner with them. I've had my eye on them for a long time. What Demo is doing is providing car data while giving you tokens in exchange for sharing that data. When I opened the app after my first drive, the first thought was, this is so cool, and I would actually want to use this even if I wasn't receiving tokens. You actually claim your vehicle ID NFT, and it gives you ownership to your car's data, access to the Demo ecosystem, and it acts as a passport for your car data in other apps as well. Another cool thing that Demo does is they've partnered with other companies. You can save on services with other companies in the Demo ecosystem that help you with things like refinancing, car maintenance, and a whole lot more too. They have something called Demo Connect that is going to be coming in the near future as well, which is basically a mobile hotspot using your AutoPi. Of course, I will be doing a full review on this in the coming week, so if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe because I will be coming out with that video very soon. Now, if you want to get your very own AutoPi, I will tag my affiliate link down in the description. You will get 10% off. Just use code PANDA at checkout. Okay, so back to it. The one main reason that I see why the 5G network hasn't completely taken off like the LoRaWAN network did is because the installations are much more in depth. They are complicated. You're gonna have to drill holes, you're gonna have to run cable sometimes. It makes it a lot less simple to be able to deploy one of these. I think that's something really important to keep in mind. Now, I have done multiple installations. I've done them on residential areas, I've done them on apartments, I've done them on commercial real estate as well. The commercial real estate locations, they're always the most difficult. You have to run the cable a lot more professionally. And of course, mounting the units can present a problem as well. So for instance, if you use a standard J-pole, like one of these, you're gonna have to drill into the side of your home. But the thing that I have found to be the most useful is these non-invasive roof mounts. And so basically, if you have a flat roof, you can use one of these. They are more expensive, obviously, but I found it much easier to prep the deployment and actually deploy them when you use one of these. Now, they also do have these that can be used for a pitched roof. I've only used one of these one time, but it was a lifesaver. I'll tag links for those down in the description as long as you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. That really does help this video get pushed to a larger audience, and it helps this channel grow so that more people can learn about the Helium network and all of the other proof of physical work projects and cryptocurrencies that we review here. So anytime you do that, it's very appreciated. Now, I haven't talked about this on the channel very much yet. I did start a brand new company called Panda Labs, and basically we're focusing on these proof of physical work projects like Helium, Hivemapper, and Demo. And so we're doing things like installations, deployments for Helium, and then we're also building out fleets for Hivemapper and Demo. If you want to check that out, feel free to do that. Go to getpanda.io. If you're interested in joining one of our fleets for Hivemapper or for Demo, there will be information and links on that website. So how can someone invest in Helium 5G hotspots without having to get their hands dirty like I have been? Well, Helium Deploy has been working to solve this, and they've done it in multiple ways, but finally they have what I think is going to be the best solution, and that is Moken.io. Now, the platform isn't ready just yet, but it is going to be coming soon. Now, of course, they're working on their alpha release right now. That will be very limited, but they will launch this out to the public. It does a couple things. Number one, it gives a marketplace and a financing option to invest into Helium 5G. So for instance, let's say you go to Moken's marketplace and you just want to buy one radio. You don't want to pay for the installation. You don't want to do the deployment yourself. You don't have a location to do it. Whatever the reasons may be, you can go to Mokin's marketplace and you can find one of these radios that's already deployed. And the cool thing, the pricing model that they have right now is where it would be $2,000 for a single radio. And you can break that down into 4 payments of just $500, and you own that radio and that deployment. So basically, you own it, you would get the tokens that that radio earns deposited directly into your Helium wallet. And the cool thing is you can actually go through and look at the different deployments. Now keep in mind, some locations that have better proof of work rewards, they might charge more than $2,000 for their radio. And that's why the marketplace is so important, because as a deployer, I wouldn't necessarily want to sell a radio that's pulling in a lot of mobile tokens for just as much as one that's out in the middle of the country. Now, like I said, this is still in development, and so I will have more content coming out on this, but feel free to go to the website and sign up for alpha access if you're interested in it. So there you have it. That is where I'm at with Helium 5G so far. Earning 3 million tokens in the Genesis period is still mind-blowing to me, and I still do feel like there's a ton of room to grow when it comes to this. Now, like I said, if you want to get your very own Helium 5G hotspot along with a small cell or a bundle, there's a link down in the description from Helium Deploy. And of course, make sure you use code C3D at checkout and you'll get free shipping on that order. Of course, if you haven't liked this video yet, make sure you do that. And subscribe to the channel too, because I have lots more content coming out. Like I said, the review on Demo, we have more Hive Mapper content, and of course, Helium 5G content, installations, and all of the like. Anything crypto tech or investing platform related, make sure you turn the notification bell on, and that way you'll get notified anytime I come out with a new video. And with all that out of the way, thanks for stopping by. My name's Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and we'll catch you next time. You can